just saying shit just to fill up space, And I think that's like one thing I appreciate with your music, especially with like a newer sound compared to like boom bap rap to just mumble rap and everything that comes along with it.
Yeah, my bad, man. My nephew's in the room right now. He's playing some 2K.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, it's quarantine, so I that's why sometimes I have the dog start barking and shit. So I feel you.
Yeah, my bad about that. But yeah, what's up though? Yeah, man, I try to mix in, like, I try not to just talk about nothing because I know that a lot of people, like, with new upcoming artists, they don't want to give them any attention because they're immediately trying to hop on, like, whatever the next rapper is doing, like, talking about money, cars, drugs, and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm trying to latch on to a wave that people can, like, one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to make boring music, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I've realized with a lot of artists that are trying to talk about real stuff all the time is that, like, nobody wants to listen to you talk about politics and the struggle while they're cruising, you know what I'm saying? But nobody just wants to hear you talk about nonsense all the time either. So when it comes to my tracks, I try to usually combine a good balance between, like, all right, these lyrics are just going to be me showing off and, just telling everybody that I'm the shit and everything's going to be great. And let me, like, throw in a bar in there talking about, like, how I was growing up or, like, the struggle with my family or how I feel, like, with my insecurities and stuff like that. So I try to have, like, a nice, good balance in there. So Thank you for catching that.
No, yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's, like, one thing with me. People, a lot of my friends think that, like, I hate mainstream music just because, I like the new up-and-coming sounds. But it's also, like, sometimes when people hit, like, the radio mainstream, they kind of just half-ass their shit after a while, and it kind of tells from like a day one fan and blah blah blah. So that's why I always just try to say, I mean, like, once they hit radio, hey, that's good, they deserve it, but are they still keeping up with what they're pushing in the first place? So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how that's why I kind of pay attention to everything from just the fun of it to the message behind it, and even just trying to capture what's going on. But yeah, so. I'm not gonna lie to you whatsoever. I didn't do enough research before this interview. I got caught up with some stuff, but I guess I'll ask some of the basic questions that like everybody else will probably ask you anyway. But it'll give a chance for people to get to know you a little more. So we can start off with like where you're from and how was the upbringing like up until now.
Well, I've been in the Los Angeles area pretty much my entire life. I grew up in the Valley. Are you familiar with you do live in LA or where are you from? That's my question to you.
Yeah, well, what's it called? I just moved out of Whittier, La Mirada area, but I grew up in Fontana, which is the Inland Empire, and then now I'm out in Marietta, so SoCal.
For sure. Well, I'm from the Valley, man. Sorry about that, bro.
your dad's like, you ain't from the Valley.
I was born in Burbank, and then I lived in Sylmar for a little bit. So these are all cities in the Valley. It's happening on the Valley I'm about to name right now. Grew up in Sylmar. Moved from Sylmar to a city called Lakeview Terrace. Was there for a little bit. I moved around a little bit as a kid. I wasn't necessarily like poor, not because like it was just a struggle, but it's just I don't know. My parents they got bored rather quickly. So it's like, okay, we need to move to a different city. Made a lot of different friends, but the one city that I grew up in the most was Granada Hills. Granada Hills is another city that's happening on the Valley. I went to John F. Kennedy High School, and that was the place where I first started like getting into music. I joined a marching band, I joined drumline, and I did like 6 or 7 years of that. And that bled into rapping because I met a guy that raps while doing the marching band, and he was like, "Hey man, you should do this. I think you'll be good at it." And I tried it, and I was just like, "No, this is fun." Next thing I know, I'm recording songs, and that's basically how I got into the whole music thing. So I was doing that for a while. I moved to the inner city Los Angeles area around like September 2018, and that's just because my mom got bored again. It's like, all right, let's move out of the Valley. So moved to the inner city, and I've been out here ever since. I'm currently out here right now. Yeah, and it's been cool. I love this. I love the city way more than the Valley. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more stuff going on. The culture is way different. I love the tall buildings in the Valley. It's all very like one level. So moving out to LA, seeing downtown, Hollywood, stuff like that. It's been a huge impact on like the culture and the direction in which my music has been taking. Like since I moved out here, my music has sounded way different in a more better way.
Yeah, man. And one thing I also like about your sound is that you're very confident on the microphone. Like you're not you could tell when it comes to up and coming artists where someone will be rapping, but they sound like they're reading a book or something, or reading a script. Where to you, it just you really put your feel into it, and you definitely rock the beat instead of having the beat hold you up. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, that took a lot of practice, bro. Like a lot of practice. There's a person I met. I actually did go to college for like, I don't know, maybe like a semester and a half. And during that time, I met a guy. His name's Malik. I'm not gonna say his last name because I don't know how to feel about that. But yeah, his name is Malik, and he basically taught me how to rap. Like he makes beats. He taught me how to make beats. He helped me record my first project. And yeah, like he's not a rapper himself. In fact, that me and him fell out. I haven't talked to him in a while. So I don't really know what he's up to. I haven't really seen him release any music, but I really owe a lot of my skill and a lot of like my upbringing to him because he taught me how to rap. He taught me how to make beats. He taught me you should sound like this. You should do this with your voice at this point. And yeah, he's the one that gave me that initial confidence as a rapper. That's where that comes from. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. You have to learn that. It takes a long time, dude.
Okay, for sure. And then quick question: is this like your first interview as well, or no?
This is like my second interview.
Okay.
Like, not like on video interviews. It's like somebody. I have a lot of friends that like believe in me as a rapper, so they'll do these interviews.
Yeah.
But this is like my first kind of like legit interview with a person that I don't know, haven't met yet.
Cool, man. I feel honored. I've been getting that a lot lately with like a lot of different like type of people, and yeah, man. So like I said, it's that's why I kind of want to like get a feel for it before finding like saying like repetitive questions. That's why I try to avoid big basics ones as much as I can.